Alright, so I'm going to break down my kit in this video. I've seen quite a few other videos out there of people breaking down their kits, and there was a dude who did it recently. I'm going to put his name right about there. Shout out to that guy. His TMC FCPC build was pretty nice, and I've been thinking about doing one of these for quite a while. I feel like mine's pretty unique, so we'll get into it in this video. Okay, so you want to come say hello? This is Miko, everybody. He is my tactical kitty. I guess he's joining us for this video. Here, on the table. So, this is my Emerson gear, FCPC V5. It's pretty Frankenstein together with quite a bit of other things. So yeah, we'll get into it, starting off with the front. So the front, my placard is a Ronin Tactics knockoff of his Salter chest placard. So 4 mags in the front, and it's nice. I like it a lot. I kind of had to squish it a little bit to get it on the G-hooks because the placard is a bit wider than the normal FCPC placards. But it's on there. It doesn't shift around, and it sits pretty nicely in my opinion. This is pretty ugly, I know, with the AK mags. Lips sticking out the top and rounds up. Looks pretty ugly in my opinion, but I'm working on a solution for it. I just haven't figured it out quite yet. I think I'm going to go with Kydex inserts, but we'll see how that works. This is post-video bones. Finally figured out my solution here for the inserts for my magazines, so that they're no longer this way anymore. All I did was took some Kydex inserts. These are a bit longer than some of the other ones out there, and then I just threw some Velcro on both sides, hook and loop side. And then inside the carrier, you probably can't see it, but there is a kind of like kangaroo style elastic pouch. So all I've done, there's also Velcro inside that, so just take these, slip them into the elastic pouch. Now the reason I put them in the elastic pouch and not just put the Kydex inserts directly in the kangaroo here, and I put the inserts directly in the kangaroo, it's still bowed out too much. So with the elastic, holds all the Kydex closer together, so it keeps the kangaroo from expanding too much and looking too big. We'll move on to the next one. Going down, we got this tourniquet pouch here. I've rigged it up to dangle off the base of the Ronin placard. I had it on my belt, but I didn't really like it there with the drop panel. I don't know too much about it. I don't even really know the real world variant of it. I'm pretty sure it's Vaustreleka. Probably pronounced that wrong. Sorry if I did. But it's a nice piece to have. So I just use it to, protect my belly a little bit in airsoft, and I can put things on it, like I can run loops through it or put grenades on it and strap things down. I used to have a tourniquet there, but I didn't really like it there, so I moved the tourniquet pouch up to here and then took the tourniquet off there so that this sits fairly flushly. Like that. Yeah, so that's basically like the placard setup. Just above it here, I've got trauma shears. Kind of rigged it up on a Velcro strip here, so if I need to get them off, I can get them off. And I just ram back up, stick the Velcro back onto the front there, and I usually just tuck it in right there. So yeah, that sits there, never gets used. Hopefully I'll never have to use it actually, but it's there for the LARP. Got a Warhammer 40k Black Templars patch right above it. Off to my left, I've got a Balefang PTT, nothing special, just got it turned upside down, weaved right into the molly right there. So on the side here, these are Axel Repro cummerbunds. Inside there, I've got a reproduction, I think it's an Emerson reproduction of a AVS side armor. In front of that, I have some random Amazon brand tourniquet pouch that instead of mollying it in, I've actually just stuck it onto the Velcro inside there, and I weaved a piece of Velcro through here so that I can put that there. Instead of having to pull up or being outside and getting in the way of my draw for my pistol, I just pull down, and when I draw my pistol, the pouch itself doesn't get in the way. Keeps it nice and tight. We'll move on to the left side here. I've got two zip cuffs just stuck on there with elastic bands, just for the LARP. Right behind that, I keep a emergency mag, you know, just if shit actually really gets bad and I run out of ammo on all of my other magazines, and I have one extra one tucked right away, but still accessible, and I don't have to take a bag off or anything to get to it. Right behind it, I believe this is a LBT radio pouch. I don't have the extended battery on my Baofeng, so I've just got some stuff stuffed in the bottom to take up that space there. So on the opposite side of my radio pouch, I've got this old school Canadian, I believe Canadian issued magazine pouch with like the dual grenades on the outside of it. I don't use those, so I've got an elastic band on the outside just to keep those down and keep my contents of the pouch tight together, and it won't slip out if it opens up by accident. It is a buddy pouch, so it's not for me to grab, it's for other people to grab. But what I carry in it, I just got a Enola Gay smoke. I believe this is a green smoke, and a Enola Gay flash. The painter's tape on them is to hold the striker on this one, just because if you haven't used these before, the tops are just kind of like the same as this right here, but they kind of squish and the striker falls off. So I always take the strikers off mine and tape them directly there, so it's just easier to get. Really quickly, we're just going to jump up to my shoulders. I believe they came off of a Strand Hog. They're really nice and comfortable. So my back panel. Funny story, Emerson Gear uses different zippers than some of the other brands out there like Wolf Sport. For whatever reason, I don't know if theirs is YKK or some other brand, but I know Wolf Sports is YKK. So the zippers from the Wolf Sport water bladder didn't fit, and didn't fit for the double GP. So I had to get a zipper adapter for my panel, so I mollied those on like that. On top of that zipper, I've got a WoW Sport Hydro panel and a WoW Sport double GP, Pharaoh GP. Don't really carry anything up here. I got like an extra mask and protein bars and stuff in there. Down here, I just keep a boonie hat. I'm not actually carrying any actual stuff that I would in a real scenario in here, just because it's all for airsoft, it's for the LARP. Below it, I've just got a WoW Sport Roll 1 just on the bottom here. I do actually have some bandages and stuff in here. I have a tourniquet in here. No real actual life-saving stuff. It's more or less just to kind of patch you up if you cut yourself on the airsoft field. So that's basically the plate carrier. There's not a whole lot to it, but I felt like it's kind of unique compared to some of the other ones out there. There's a lot going on with it, and it's a work in progress. It's always changing, so there'll probably be another update video at some point in the future about what else I've done to it. So moving on to my helmet. There's nothing really special about the helmet. I believe it's a FMA airframe with a, you can do it, got a tan FMA helmet cover on there with a Canadian IR. This is a no clue what brand scrim. On top of it is just a custom scrim that I did myself a couple years back. On the back of the helmet, got some knockoff counterweight, just screwed on through the bungees, just poked holes in those so I could screw it right to the helmet so it doesn't accidentally get torn off while I'm running around. Patch from a buddy, if you know, you know. And yeah, the only other thing I did to it was one of the other guys on my team for a Secret Santa bought me this chin strap that I had on my list, so installed that on there, and it's probably the best upgrade I've done to this helmet. Moving on to my belt. Belt's not special. The base of the belt is a sword. It's a great belt. I've had two of these in my time playing airsoft. Yeah, they're phenomenal. I've never had a single problem with them. The fact that they come with this rubber liner in it so that they can just like go on over top of things and not slip around. And the fact that you can take it right off and run an inner belt with it if you want. And you can even still wear an inner belt with this because there are Velcro loops on the inside of the rubber as well. Moving on to the back of it, starting on my left side here, I've got a double Tasmanian Tiger pistol mag pouch in multicam. First pouch, I keep a Rocks On multi-tool. Probably going to upgrade it to a Leatherman eventually, but it served me pretty well for the price I paid for it. It's like a $30 or $40 multi-tool, and it's just been awesome this entire time. I love it. Behind that, I've just got one extra magazine for my SIG. Behind that, it is a not sure what brand single magazine pouch. I did have in the past, I've used it as a radio pouch, so I have like a gash taken out of the side so I can get cords in there. But to mitigate that, I just threw a bungee on there to keep that back closed so I can still throw magazines in there. And also keep better retention on them if the top pops off, or if I want the top off for easier access to the magazine. It's still got good retention, won't just fall out while I'm running. Connected to it, I've got a carabiner, just keep my electrical tape off that. On the opposite side, I've got a Coyote Brown D-ring, just weave through a slot of molly there so I can get my gloves on and off. Gloves, they are Mechanics multicam gloves. I won them at a raffle in one of the events I went to. Shout out Rampage. Behind that, I got a WoSport GP pouch. It's not a spud pouch, so I'm just going to call it a GP because I don't know the actual name for it. Pretty sure it's just a knockoff of a Cry Precision pouch. So usually keep an emergency mag in there as well. Usually a high cap. This one's a flash. Shout out to my girlfriend for the amazing paint job on it. And yeah, if I don't want to run a magazine in there, I can stick a water bottle or something else like this Stanley canteen that I have. I can throw a Stanley in there if I want. Just have water on my belt if I don't have water in my hydro on my back. Right behind that, I've got a not sure what model, but I know it's Tasmanian Tiger dump pouch. Just rolls up real small, out of the way if I don't want it on there. This is just for reference. It actually rolls up a lot nicer than that, but yeah. So it rolls up out of the way if I don't want it there. Right behind that, this is an Emerson IFAC. It is a nice one. I am planning on buying another one in Coyote. I'm switching out some of these green pouches to Coyote eventually. GP pouch. Recently moved the GP from where the AK magazine is right here in the front, the open top. But I moved it right in here behind my pistol. I haven't had any problems with drawing my pistol or anything. It doesn't get in my way, and I actually prefer this pouch being here now. So in there, nothing really special. Just keep a kill rag, armbands, yellow and red armbands. I can obviously stuff other things in there if I need other things. In front of that though, on the front pouch, I keep an extra map. So if I don't want to, show my friends off my wrist here and get a better view of it, we have a physical map that I can just pull out and show everybody like this, as opposed to being like, look at my arm. So that, I keep 2 wet erase markers in here, green and red. Moving on from that, just a Black Hawk Coyote Omnivore, non-light bearing. I like these ones a lot. I personally don't run flashlights on my pistol, but I've been debating on upgrading and running a flashlight again off my pistol, but I don't know if I will. I did modify it a little bit, put a little fabric loop on the bottom of the holster there. I weaved it in on this bottom bolt here in between the mid-ride and the holster itself, just so I could run a bungee leg strap through the bottom there. And then the pistol is a WeTech, I believe WeTech SIG P320. It is fairly nice. I have a video on my channel somewhere where like I dragged myself through the dirt, and this pistol, I wish I took a video of it after that, but it was just caked in sand, and I cleaned it up and she runs great. So I've never had a problem with that, and it's an amazing gun in my opinion. I love it. I got a couple different primaries. Won't really go into any of the other ones right now other than my gas blowback. My gas blowback is a WeTech GBBR Mark 18, built by WeTech and some of my boys on my team. Shout out to those guys, really. And this was a gift to me. They wanted me to run it hard and, abuse it, but see how well it runs. And it's been running for the gun, and I've had 0 problems other than the nozzle will chip on the outside, but it still functions with that chip. Just it's a little bit of a cosmetic issue in my opinion. It's constantly evolving like my plate carrier Sometimes I run the GBRS mount, sometimes I take it off and just run the EOTech that's on there, or I just pop this guy on. Usually I've got this flashlight on here, but I've taken it off and put it onto that one because I feel like it looks better there. I'm gonna put my Phoenix flashlight back on here. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. I've got a quick detach suppressor there, and a GBRS cheek riser, extended charging handle here, some Magpul furniture. So yeah, it's a pretty nice rifle. I like it a lot. Kicks hard, shoots quite a bit of distance. I love it. So the AK here is my new one. This is a Arcturus AKS 74U. It is a pretty nice replica, fairly heavy. I can't say too much about it other than I like it a lot. I think I'm gonna possibly do spring change here in the future because it's shooting like 1.1 right now. So I want to bump that up a little bit for outdoor limits. My suppressor is a 3D printed Putnik. Couldn't really get my hands on a Putnik at the time, so I was like, screw it, I'll print one. And it turned out fairly well. I think I'm going to print a different one in the future. The sling here, this is a reproduction, I believe a Wosport reproduction, maybe a different brand, of a Faro Slingster. Gotta love it. It's an awesome sling. EOTech on the top here, Surefire flashlight, and a pursed 4. I believe it's a Wadson pursed 4. Doesn't really work anymore. I can't get the laser to turn on anymore. Changed the batteries so many times in it, but I think she's just gone, so I got it on here for cosmetics at this point. That's pretty much my kit. There's nothing really too much else about it. I do run a different chest rig from time to time, but that thing's just chest rig. Yeah, so that has been my kit video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully there will be more videos like this out in the future. Catch you later.